Fairy Tales for Kids.
Jack the Bunny learns to be on time.
In a sunny place near a busy forest, lived a little bunny named Jack. Jack loved to hop around and have fun with his friends. But there was something he needed to learn, how important it is to be on time. One bright morning, Jack hopped out of his cozy burrow with a big plan. He wanted to go on an adventure with his friend Sammy the squirrel. He hopped around, his fluffy tail bouncing behind him. As Jack hopped along, he met Sammy.
Hi, Sammy.
Jack said happily.
Want to go on an adventure with me?
Sammy smiled and said,
Sure, Jack. Let's meet at the big tree in 1 hour, okay?
Jack nodded and kept hopping, excited for the adventure. He explored the forest, watched butterflies, and listened to the birds sing. An hour felt like a long time for Jack. He got caught up in the fun of the forest. He watched ants working and fish swimming in a pond. He forgot to check the time. Suddenly, he saw Tommy the turtle moving slowly.
Hello, Jack.
Tommy said in his calm voice.
I'm going to the pond. Do you want to come?
Jack was excited but remembered he needed to meet Sammy first.
I need to see Sammy at the big tree first. I'll catch up with you.
He hopped to the big tree, but Sammy wasn't there. Jack waited and waited, feeling worried. Finally, Sammy arrived, a bit out of breath.
Sorry, Jack.
Sammy said.
I lost track of time.
Jack looked sad.
I was waiting for you. Sammy. Being on time is important so we can have fun together.
Sammy nodded.
You are right, Jack. When we are on time, it shows we care about each other and our plans.
Jack realized he learned something important. He understood that when he promises to meet someone at a certain time, he should stick to his promise. From that day on, Jack made sure to use his watch and plan his adventures better. And so, Jack became a friend everyone could count on. He showed his friends that being on time helps us have more fun together and makes our friendship stronger. From then on, Jack and his friends enjoyed lots of adventures. They met on time and had the best time exploring the forest together. And Jack learned that being on time was a great way to show he cared about his friends and their plans.
Fairy Tales for Kids. Eric the Shy Hippo's Friendship Journey. In the middle of a big, green jungle, where the trees talked to each other and the river laughed, lived a hippo named Eric. Eric was big and gentle, just like a teddy bear, but he was also very shy. He liked being in the river, splashing around, and having fun, but he wished he had friends to share his happiness. One sunny day, when the sun was shining and the birds were singing, Eric had an idea. He thought,
Maybe I can make new friends today.
with his heart thumping like a drum, he left the river and started looking for friends. His first try was with a bunch of parrots sitting on a tree.
Hi.
Eric said quietly.
Do you want to be friends?
The parrot stopped talking, looked at Eric, and burst into laughter.
A shy hippo trying to make friends. That's so funny.
They squawked, laughing even harder. Eric felt his cheeks turn as pink as a flower, and he walked away, feeling a bit embarrassed. But he didn't give up. Next, he saw some monkeys swinging from the branches.
Hello.
He said softly.
Would you like to be friends?
The monkeys stopped swinging and grinned at Eric.
Sure thing, but first, you have to show us your best tree-swinging trick.
They said playfully. Eric was nervous. Swinging from trees wasn't his strong suit. He gave it a try, but he ended up more like a belly flop into the leaves. The monkeys laughed so much that they almost fell off the branches. Feeling a little down, Eric walked on. But then, he heard beautiful music coming from a clearing. He followed the sound and found a gazelle named Grace dancing gracefully. Eric watched with amazement as Grace spun and twirled. He gathered his courage and said,
Hi, I'm Eric. Your dancing is really nice. Would you maybe want to be friends?
Grace stopped dancing and smiled at Eric.
Of course. I'd love a friend.
She said kindly. As Eric and Grace talked, they realized they liked similar things. Eric loved the river's soothing sounds, and so did Grace. They both enjoyed picnics, and Eric was surprised to learn that gazelles liked watermelon too. As days went by, Eric's friendship with Grace grew. She introduced him to her friends, and Eric found himself part of a wonderful group. He learned that he didn't need to be the best at tree swinging or the loudest in the jungle to make friends. His gentle heart and kind nature were his superpowers. And so, Eric the Shy Hippo discovered that true friends loved you just the way you are, whether you're good at belly flops or quiet conversations. With his new friends, every day in the jungle became an exciting adventure filled with laughter and happiness. Fairy tales for kids.
George the Frog Who Loved Cooking. In a magical forest, lived a little frog named George. He was not like the other frogs who liked to hop and catch flies. George had a special love. He loved cooking. He enjoyed making yummy food. One sunny day, George hopped around the forest, gathering things for his cooking. He picked juicy berries and colorful mushrooms. He felt so happy that he even sang a little song. But George had a little problem. The other animals in the forest didn't really understand why he liked cooking so much. You see, frogs usually didn't cook. They hopped and played by the water. The animals thought George's cooking was strange. The rabbits thought he was a bit funny. The squirrels didn't really get it, and even the wise old owl blinked in surprise. They all said, "Frogs don't cook, George." But George didn't let this stop him. He liked cooking too much. He spent his evenings trying new recipes and making delicious dishes. He made berry desserts and mushroom treats. He even imagined making dishes with bugs, but they were just pretend bugs. One day, there was big news in the forest. The fairy food mother was having a cooking contest. The prize was a special golden ladle that could make food taste even better. George's heart leaped with joy. This was his chance to show everyone how amazing his cooking was. With his recipe book held close and determination bubbling within, George entered the contest. The cooking arena was set under the tallest trees, with tables covered in glistening leaves and pans that seemed to hum with magic. The other contestants included bunnies with pots of fragrant carrot stew, squirrels with trays of golden acorn pastries, and even a graceful deer with a plate of delicate leafy greens. As the contest unfolded, George's nerves turned into focused determination. With a sprinkle of forest magic and a dash of imagination, he prepared a 3-course meal that was a symphony of colors, flavors, and surprises. When the time came for the judges to taste the dishes, including the esteemed fairy food mother herself, George's heart beat like a drum. The judges took bites of his creations, and a magical hush fell over the forest. Their eyes widened, their faces lit up, and their taste buds danced with delight. The flavors, the textures, and the passion in his dishes were unlike anything they had ever experienced. Guess what? George won the contest. The fairy food mother gave him the golden ladle and praised him for his special cooking. From that day on, George's cooking became famous. The animals who didn't understand now loved his food. And George showed everyone that doing what you love is important, no matter what others say. So, if you ever visit the Enchanted Forest, hop over to George's kitchen. You might taste the most delicious food ever, and you'll know that being different can be super cool.
Fairy tales for kids.
Andy the Ant's Big Adventure. In a colorful meadow lived a tiny ant named Andy. He was very determined, which means he never gave up. Even though he was small, he had big dreams. One sunny day, Andy heard other ants talking about a special treat called a sugar cube. It was said to be the yummiest tea thing ever. Andy really wanted to taste it, so he decided to find it. Off he went, walking through the meadow. He had to climb over tall grass and go around rocks. He even used leaves to float across a tiny stream. Andy faced many challenges on his journey. He met steep hills that were hard to climb and thorny bushes that hurt. But he didn't give up. He remembered his goal and found clever ways to get past everything. One day, some of Andy's ant friends saw him trying so hard. They joined him and helped him climb a big hill. Teamwork made it much easier. After a lot of trying, Andy found a hidden cave. Inside, he saw a shiny sugar cube that sparkled in the light. It was even better than he thought. He picked it up, took a little bite, and it was super delicious. He felt really happy and proud. Andy knew that if you really want something and keep trying, you can do it. He shared the sugar cube with his friends and they all felt inspired. They learned that if they never gave up and worked together, they could overcome anything. Now, Andy and his friends use a saying: if you really want to do something, you can find a way. And so, they had amazing adventures and believed in themselves, knowing that with determination, they could achieve anything they set their minds to.
Fairy tales for kids.
Benny the Clever Tiger. In a lively jungle where the trees swayed and the birds sang, lived a tiger named Benny. Benny wasn't just any tiger, he was super smart. His fur was orange like the sun, and his eyes sparkled with cleverness. One sunny morning, the jungle was alive with the sounds of birds and the rustling of leaves. Benny woke up with excitement in his heart. He loved a good challenge, a puzzle to solve, or a friend to help. His fellow jungle creatures admired his intelligence and often sought his guidance. As Benny strolled through the jungle, his friend Ruby the rabbit hopped up to him with a worried expression. She had wandered off her path and couldn't find her way back to her burrow. Benny listened carefully to her descriptions of the trees and the rocks she had seen. Using his sharp memory, he guided Ruby back home, and she thanked him with a grateful smile. Later that day, Benny heard a familiar voice call for help. It was Max the monkey, sitting on a branch with a crestfallen expression. Max's prized possession, a plump and ripe banana, hung teasingly just out of reach. Benny's mind raced with possibilities. He quickly found a long, sturdy stick nearby and used it to nudge the banana gently until it fell into Max's eager hands. Max's face lit up with delight. And he couldn't thank Benny enough. As the day went on, Benny's intelligence continued to shine. He showed a group of curious birds how to build stronger nests using twigs and leaves, taught the ants a more efficient path to carry their food, and even shared tips with a tiny snail on how to find the smoothest route across the jungle floor. But the biggest challenge of all came when Benny stumbled upon a scene of commotion near a thicket of thorny bushes. A young elephant named Ellie had wandered into the tangle and was trapped, unable to move without getting scratched by the sharp thorns. Benny's heart raced as he assessed the situation. He knew he had to think quickly to help his friend. First, Benny observed the thorns closely, trying to figure out a way to free Ellie without hurting her. He then gathered a group of animals, each with a unique skill. Together, they worked as a team. Benny directed the squirrels to gnaw through the less dangerous parts of the thorns, while the monkeys used their dexterity to bend and break some of the thorny branches. Benny himself used his strong claws to gently create an opening in the thicket. He guided Ellie's careful movements, ensuring that she didn't get hurt. It was a delicate process that required patience and precision, but gradually, the team's efforts paid off. Ellie was finally free. The jungle erupted in cheers and applause as Ellie emerged from the thicket, safe and unharmed. Benny's eyes sparkled with pride, and a satisfied smile spread across his face. He knew that being smart was not just about knowing things, it was about using his knowledge to make a real difference in the lives of his friends. As the sun began to set, casting a warm golden glow over the jungle, Benny found a comfortable spot to rest. He felt a deep sense of contentment, knowing that his intelligence had helped him save his friend Ellie and bring happiness to the jungle once again. Benny's story would be told for generations, reminding everyone that with smarts and teamwork, even the trickiest challenges could be overcome.
Fairy tales for kids.
Clever bird Jerry makes new friends. In a little village by the mountains, there lived a smart bird named Jerry. Jerry wasn't like other birds, it had a clever mind and loved to learn new things. It wanted to make friends with the people in the village. Every day, Jerry would sit on windowsills, listening to people and watching what they did. It liked how they made pretty pottery, took care of colorful gardens, and made cool wooden things. Jerry really wanted to be part of their world. One morning, when villagers gathered at the market, Jerry had an idea. It landed on some boxes and got everyone's attention. The villagers were surprised to see a talking bird and came closer with big smiles. Jerry chirped in a friendly way.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jerry, a bird who likes your skills. I'd love to learn from you and maybe share something I know too.
The villagers were amazed by Jerry's talking and wanting to learn. They welcomed Jerry and its journey to make friends began. Jerry spent time with a potter, watching clay turn into pots and dishes. Jerry even had a clever idea to make handles better on the pottery. The potter thought it was a great idea. Jerry talked to gardeners about taking care of plants in gardens. It told them how birds help spread seeds. The gardeners thought Jerry was smart. Jerry also visited a woodworker to learn about making things from wood. It gave tips on using different kinds of wood to make things strong and pretty. The woodworker thought Jerry was wise. As time passed, Jerry became known in the village. It went to parties, told stories, and helped with clever ideas. The villagers liked being friends with Jerry and treated it like a special friend. One day, a big storm came. People worried about their crops and homes. Jerry knew it could help. It flew around, helping people secure things and protect their homes. Jerry's quick thinking and help kept the village safe from the storm. Everyone was so thankful. They threw a big party for Jerry to celebrate its friendship and cleverness. Since that day, Jerry was loved in the village. It showed that friendship can happen between different creatures. Even a small bird like Jerry could be a big help with its smart and caring heart. And so, Jerry's clever wings continued to inspire the village, reminding everyone that real friends come in all shapes and sizes.
Fairy tales for kids.
Finn the Adventurous Fox. In a big forest, there was a little fox named Finn. He had red fur and liked to explore. One day, Finn heard about a special place from his wise friend, Owl Oliver. It was a meadow where flowers sang and butterflies danced. Finn's heart raced with excitement as he set off on his adventure. His paws padded softly over the mossy ground, and his nose twitched at the scents of flowers and pine. He wove through the trees, his ears perked up to catch any hints of the meadow's location. As Finn journeyed deeper into the forest, the atmosphere seemed to change. Shafts of sunlight pierced through the dense canopy, casting a warm and inviting glow on the forest floor. The air was scented with the delicate fragrance of wildflowers, and the distant sound of a babbling brook added a soothing melody to their journey. As they walked, Finn couldn't help but notice the intricate patterns of sunlight and shadow dancing across the ground. Leaves rustled gently in the breeze, and a chorus of birdsong serenaded them from above. It was as if the forest itself was guiding them toward their destination. After a while, they came upon a sparkling stream that wound its way through the trees. The water was crystal clear, reflecting the vibrant greens of the leaves overhead. Finn bent down to take a drink, feeling the coolness of the water refresh his senses.
Follow the stream,
Daisy advised.
It will lead us to the heart of the forest, where the meadow lies.
With the stream as their guide, the trio continued their journey. The sound of rushing water grew louder, and soon they emerged from the trees to find themselves standing on the edge of a breathtaking sight. Before them stretched a vast meadow, its grassy expanse adorned with a breathtaking array of flowers in every hue imaginable. Butterflies flitted gracefully from bloom to bloom, their delicate wings painted with the same vibrant colors as the petals they visited. The sunlight bathed the meadow in a warm, golden glow, and a gentle breeze carried with it the sweet scent of blooming flowers. As Finn and his companions stepped onto the meadow, they felt a subtle hum beneath their paws, as if the very ground itself was alive with magic. The flowers seemed to come to life as they walked by, their petals opening and closing in rhythm with the breeze. Each step they took created a symphony of soft rustling and tinkling, like a melody composed by nature itself. Finn's heart swelled with a mixture of awe and joy. He turned to Squeaky and Daisy, their eyes shining with wonder.
Can you believe this? It's even more amazing than I imagined.
Squeaky nodded, lost for words, and Daisy added, "This place is truly special, Finn. It's as if the meadow is alive with its own music." As they explored further, they noticed that some flowers had intricate patterns on their petals, almost like tiny paintings. Finn stooped down to get a closer look and realized that the patterns formed shapes and symbols that seemed to tell a story. "Look at this!" Finn exclaimed, pointing to a particularly detailed flower. "I think the flowers are trying to tell us something." Daisy bent down to examine the flower, her eyes widening in realization. "I've heard tales of this meadow from the elders. It's said that the flowers here sing their stories through their patterns, a language understood by those who truly listen." And so, Finn, Squeaky, and Daisy spent hours wandering through the meadow, deciphering the stories told by the flowers' intricate patterns. Each flower shared a different tale, of seasons changing, of friendships forming, and of the beauty of unity in nature. As the day waned and the sun began to dip below the horizon, the meadow seemed to shimmer with an even more magical light. The flowers' patterns glowed softly, casting a gentle radiance over everything.
With hearts full of gratitude and a newfound appreciation for the wonders of the natural world, Finn, Squeaky, and Daisy reluctantly began their journey back home. They knew that they had witnessed something truly extraordinary, and the memory of the enchanted meadow would stay with them forever. And so, as the sun set and the forest embraced them in its tranquil embrace, Finn and his friends carried the magic of the meadow in their hearts, forever changed by the beauty they had discovered and the stories the flowers had shared.
Tales for kids.
Leo the brave little lion. In a big, grassy place called the savannah, there was a little lion named Leo. Leo was known for always telling the truth and doing the right thing. He was small but very brave. He had a heart as brave as the open sky, even though he was small. Leo's honesty made him stand out among his fellow lion cubs. While they sometimes told small lies or tried to be tricky, Leo always chose to tell the truth, no matter what. One day, Leo's honesty led him to a challenging situation. He overheard a group of older lions planning to scare the other animals and take their food. Leo knew this was wrong and could cause a lot of harm. His heart told him he had to stop them. With a deep breath, Leo approached the older lions and spoke up. "Excuse me," he said bravely. "I overheard your plan, and it doesn't seem fair or kind. We should share and cooperate with the other animals, not frighten them." The older lions looked at Leo in surprise. They had never expected a little lion to be so honest and courageous. After a moment, one of the older lions spoke. "You're right, Leo. We shouldn't be doing this. Thank you for reminding us of what's right." Leo's honesty not only saved the day, but also earned him the respect of the older lions. They realized the value of his bravery and his commitment to the truth. As time went on, Leo continued to grow and learn. He trained with the older lions and became stronger with each passing day. His honesty and determination shone even brighter as he worked hard to protect the savannah and its inhabitants. One day, a powerful and fierce lion named Kazi challenged the pride for control of the territory. Kazi was known for his strength and cunning ways. The older lions were worried, but Leo stepped forward, offering to face Kazi in a fair challenge. The day of the challenge arrived, and the savannah animals gathered to watch. Leo faced Kazi with honesty in his heart and determination in his eyes. They fought fiercely, but Leo's strength was fueled by his honesty and the belief that he was standing up for what was right. With a mighty roar, Leo managed to outsmart Kazi and defeat him. The savannah animals cheered, celebrating Leo's victory and his unwavering courage. From that day on, Leo was known as Leo the Brave throughout the savannah. His honesty had not only made him strong, but had also inspired others to stand up for what was right. He taught everyone that being true to oneself and having the courage to do the right thing could make even the smallest lion roar with strength and honor.
Fairy Fairy Tales for Kids.
Lillian's Flying Shoes. In a small village named Meadowville, there lived a young girl named Lillian. Lillian loved to wonder about things and dream of exciting journeys. Every day, she looked up at the sky, wishing she could fly like the birds. One sunny day, while Lillian was exploring her attic, she found a dusty chest. When she opened it, she saw a pair of special shoes. These shoes were soft and shiny, like they held a secret. Lillian's grandma, who was sitting nearby, told her that these were the magic flying shoes. These shoes had been in their family for a long time and could help the wearer fly. The shoes were waiting for someone brave and kind to wear them. Lillian's heart raced with excitement. Lillian put on the magic flying shoes. They fit perfectly and started to glow. With a little hop, Lillian found herself floating in the air. She was flying. At first, Lillian wobbled a bit, but the shoes helped her stay steady. She flew above her village, seeing everything from high up. She felt the wind and the sun on her face. It was like a dream come true. Lillian spent days flying around. She explored new places, made friends with birds, and had lots of fun. Every evening, she returned home with stories to share. But as she flew, Lillian noticed her village was sad. Streams were drying, and flowers looked sad too. Lillian decided to help. Using her magic flying shoes, she flew higher and higher. Up in the sky, she found a dark cloud that was causing trouble. This cloud made everything gloomy. Lillian was determined to help. She flew toward the cloud. Inside, she met a sad creature called Dark Shadow. This shadow liked sad feelings and made things worse. Lillian talked kindly to the shadow, telling stories about happy things. The shadow started to change, becoming less dark. Lillian saw that the shadow was lonely and needed a friend. As the sun appeared, the magic flying shoes sparkled more. Lillian reached out to the shadow, offering friendship. The shadow turned into colorful light and made the sky bright with colors. Meadowville became happy again. Lillian's bravery and kindness had saved the day. She learned that being kind could change even sad things. Lillian's flying adventures continued, but now she also knew the magic of kindness. Her village became a joyful place, and everyone loved to hear about Lillian's flying with the magic shoes. It showed that imagination, courage, and being kind could make wonderful things happen.
Fairy Tales for Kids. Linda the Silly Panda's Funny Picnic. In a forest with lots of tall bamboo trees, there lived a cute panda named Linda. Linda was known for being funny and loving picnics. She had a big tummy and big eyes that made her look really cute. One sunny day, Linda woke up with a big smile. She had a brilliant idea. She wanted to organize the most fantastic picnic the forest had ever seen. Linda believed that good food and fun games could bring everyone together. With a bamboo basket slung over her shoulder, Linda set off to invite her friends to the picnic. She visited the chatty squirrels, the giggling rabbits, and even the wise old owl who was known to nap during the day. "Hey, everyone! I'm having a picnic today," Linda announced with excitement. "There will be yummy bamboo treats and hilarious games. You don't want to miss it." The forest animals were thrilled and promised to join Linda's picnic. They spread the word, and soon, the clearing was buzzing with anticipation. As the time for the picnic drew closer, Linda hurriedly packed her favorite bamboo snacks, juicy fruits, and refreshing bamboo juice. She even had a surprise game planned, a bamboo balance race, where participants had to carry a bamboo shoot without dropping it. When the picnic began, everyone gathered around the picnic blanket. Linda couldn't contain her excitement and started doing a little dance. which made everyone giggle. "Welcome, everyone, to Linda's picnic pandemonium," she exclaimed. The forest animals dove into the delicious treats, munching on bamboo sandwiches and slurping bamboo juice. Laughter filled the air as they shared stories and jokes. Linda's round tummy jiggled as she laughed along with her friends. Then came the bamboo balance race. Linda, with her energetic spirit, was determined to win. She wobbled, wiggled, and wobbled some more. But she managed to carry the bamboo chute all the way to the finish line without dropping it. The other animals cheered and clapped, and Linda did a victory dance that had everyone in splits. But the highlight of the picnic was when Linda tried to swing from a tree branch like the playful monkeys. With great enthusiasm, she grabbed onto a branch and gave it a mighty swing, only to end up spinning around in circles instead. The forest animals burst into fits of laughter as Linda dizzily landed on the ground. Linda, her fur a little ruffled but her spirit undiminished, laughed along with her friends. "Well, I guess that was a panda spin instead of a monkey swing," she chuckled. As the sun began to set, the picnic came to an end, leaving behind happy hearts and full bellies. Linda's playful spirit had turned the ordinary day into an extraordinary adventure, filled with laughter and joy. From that day on, whenever Linda the panda organized a picnic, everyone knew they were in for a delightful and hilarious time. And as Linda swung by the trees, her round tummy jiggling, she reminded everyone that life was meant to be enjoyed to the fullest, one playful moment at a time. Fairy tales for kids.
Magic Forest Friends. In a forest not too far away, there was a special magical forest with lots of cute animals who could do amazing things. In the middle of the forest, there lived a bunny named Monica. Monica was white and soft, and when she hopped, beautiful flowers grew where she landed. The flowers were all different colors and made the forest look like a rainbow. Up in the trees, there was a squirrel named Leo. Leo had a special tail that could turn into a bouncy bed. He used it to jump really high and have fun in the treetops. In a cozy home in the ground, there was a wise owl named Luna. Luna had bright eyes that could light up the dark. She used her light to help animals find their way and make pretty lights in the sky at night. But the most special animal was Ava, a kind deer with shiny horns. When Ava touched her horns, they made peaceful songs that made everyone feel calm and happy. Her songs could even make storms go away. One sunny day, a new friend named Max came to the forest. Max was a tiny fox with orange fur. Even though he was small, he could copy all kinds of sounds. He could sound like birds, waterfalls, and even the wind. One day, a big storm came to the magical forest. Everyone was scared. But Ava used her horn songs to make the storm less scary. Max helped by making sounds like rain and thunder. Together, they made the storm sound like music. As time went on, Monica's flowers helped the forest grow. Leo's bouncy tail saved animals stuck in trees. And Luna's bright eyes helped animals at night. Max made everyone laugh with his funny sounds. All the animals worked together to make the forest happy and healthy. They used their special things to help each other and the forest grow. And so, the animals in the magical forest were the best of friends. And their magic made the forest a wonderful place for everyone
Fairy
to
tales
enjoy.
for kids.
Mike the Sleepy Monkey. In a jungle full of tall trees and colorful birds, there was a monkey named Mike. Mike was different from the other monkeys because he loved to sleep a lot. While his friends played and jumped, Mike liked to snooze on a comfy branch. One sunny morning, when the jungle was full of noise, Mike was snuggled up, half asleep. His friend Maya called out, "Wake up. Mike. Let's play." Mike yawned and said, "Hi, Maya. The day is nice, but my bed is cozy. Maya laughed and went to play with the other monkeys. Mike watched them with sleepy eyes and smiled. He liked seeing his friends happy. During the day, Mike's naps were sometimes interrupted by sounds of monkeys playing and birds singing. But Mike didn't mind, he liked those sounds almost as much as he liked sleeping. One afternoon, Mike heard a soft crying sound from the bushes. He opened his eyes and followed the sound. There, he found a little monkey who looked lost and sad. Mike felt sorry for the little monkey. He went closer and asked, "What's wrong?" The little monkey, named Max, explained that he had wandered away from his family and was now all alone. He didn't know how to get back and was feeling very scared. Mike's kind heart wanted to help. Even though he was usually sleepy, he felt wide awake now. "Don't worry, Max. I will help you find your family," he said with a determined smile. Max's eyes brightened up, and he thanked Mike. With new energy, Mike and Max set off on their adventure. They swung from branches, climbed up trees, and hopped over rocks. The jungle was a magical place, with colorful flowers and sparkling streams. Mike told Max stories about the different animals they saw, like the chattering monkeys and the busy ants working together. As they journeyed deeper into the jungle, they encountered a river with a rickety bridge. The bridge looked a bit scary, but Mike bravely led the way, showing Max how to cross it safely. They held hands and took careful steps, and soon they were on the other side, triumphant smiles on their faces. The journey was not without its challenges. They had to sneak past a snoozing leopard and cross a swampy area filled with croaking frogs. Each challenge made their bond stronger, and they encouraged each other with laughter and support. Finally, as the sun was starting to set, they heard familiar voices in the distance. It was Max's family, calling out for him. Max's eyes filled with tears of joy, and he hugged Mike tightly. Mike felt a warm happiness inside. He had helped his new friend find his family, and the adventure had made their friendship even stronger. As they waved goodbye to Max's family, Mike and Max walked back through the jungle. Mike's sleepy eyes now sparkled with excitement. He realized that even though he loved his naps, helping a friend and going on an adventure could be really fun too. From that day on, Mike continued to enjoy his naps, but he also looked forward to new adventures with his friends. He learned that being a friend meant being there for someone, even if it meant stepping out of his sleepy comfort zone. And every time he closed his eyes for a nap, he remembered the exciting journey he had shared with Max. A journey that had turned a sleepy day into an unforgettable adventure.
Fairy tales for kids.
Molly and her secret book. Once upon a time, in a cozy little village, lived a curious and imaginative girl named Molly. Molly had a special secret that she kept hidden from everyone, a magical book that held the key to a world of wonders. Molly's secret book was unlike any other. Its pages were made of the finest parchment, and the cover was adorned with shimmering stars and intricate patterns that seemed to dance in the moonlight. The book was locked with an ornate golden clasp, and only Molly knew how to open it. Every night, after her family had fallen asleep, Molly would tiptoe to her small attic room, carrying her secret book with a heart full of excitement. She would light a candle, casting a warm and flickering glow across the pages, and with a whispered incantation, the clasp would gently unfasten, revealing the magical tales within. As she turned the pages, Molly's room transformed. The attic walls would dissolve, and Molly would find herself in enchanted forests, soaring through starlit skies, or even visiting peculiar creatures in far-off lands. The stories were alive, and Molly could interact with the characters, guiding them through their adventures and experiencing the magic firsthand. One evening, as the village prepared for its annual storytelling festival, Molly couldn't contain her excitement. The festival brought storytellers from all around, each with their own tales of adventure and wonder. Molly longed to share her secret book and its magical stories with everyone, but she worried that they might not understand or believe her. With a hopeful heart, Molly decided to confide in her best friend, Lucas. She led him up to the attic and, with a hushed voice, told him about the secret book and its extraordinary powers. Lucas was amazed and eager to experience the magic for himself. Together, they opened the book and found themselves in a land of talking animals and floating islands. They befriended a wise old owl and helped a mischievous squirrel find his lost acorns. Lucas couldn't believe his eyes, the stories were real. As the storytelling festival approached, Molly and Lucas practiced sharing the magical tales. They rehearsed how to bring the stories to life and even practiced a few simple spells that the book had taught Molly. The day of the festival arrived, and the village square was buzzing with excitement. When it was Molly and Lucas's turn to take the stage, Molly's heart raced. With Lucas by her side, she opened the book, and the stories unfolded before the mesmerized audience. The villagers watched in awe as characters leaped out of the pages, stars twinkled overhead, and a gentle breeze carried the scent of flowers from the enchanted forests. The crowd erupted in cheers and applause as Molly and Lucas concluded their performance. The villagers had never seen anything like it, a story brought to life in such a magical way. Molly's secret was no longer hidden, it was celebrated. From that day on, Molly and Lucas became the beloved storytellers of the village. They shared the magic of the secret book with everyone, spreading joy, wonder, and imagination wherever they went. And though the book remained a secret no more, its magic continued to inspire and enchant, reminding everyone that stories have the power to create magic in our lives. And so, Molly and her secret book taught the village that the most wonderful secrets are the ones that are shared, and that the magic of stories can light up even the darkest corners of the world.
Fairy tales for kids.
Percy the round-bellied penguin. In a snowy world, where ice and snow covered everything, lived a friendly penguin named Percy. Percy loved sliding on the slippery ice, catching delicious fish, and building snow forts with his friends. He was known for his round and cuddly shape, which made him stand out among the other penguins. One sunny day, while Percy was enjoying a swim in the chilly ocean, he overheard a group of young seals giggling and whispering among themselves. He saw them looking at him and snickering. It made Percy feel sad and a bit uncomfortable. He knew they were laughing about his round belly. As Percy waddled back to his friends, he thought about what he had heard. He realized that he wanted to feel better about himself and become healthier. He decided to make some changes to his lifestyle. Percy began by swimming more often. He loved gliding through the water, feeling the cool waves around him. He also started playing more active games with his penguin pals, like tag and races. And every day, he practiced his fish-catching skills, getting quicker and more skillful at nabbing his favorite meal. One big change Percy made was to his diet. He loved eating fish, but he knew some types were healthier than others. He started choosing the fish that were full of nutrients and good for his body. He still enjoyed treats, but he balanced them with lots of fruits and veggies that he discovered growing near the shore. Percy's determination to get stronger and healthier meant he woke up early each morning for exercises. He would stretch his flippers, do little jumps, and practice his swimming strokes. Sometimes it was hard, and he felt tired, but he remembered his goal to feel better about himself. Weeks turned into months, and Percy's efforts started showing. He noticed that he could swim faster and for longer distances without getting as tired. His friends also noticed the changes and cheered him on, giving him extra motivation. One sunny day, Percy set his sights on a big, icy hill that stood tall in the distance. It was a challenge he hadn't dared to tackle before. But with his new strength and determination, he decided it was time. With each step up the hill, Percy could feel his muscles working. It was tough, but he kept going, taking short breaks whenever he needed to catch his breath. Finally, after a lot of effort, Percy reached the top of the hill. He looked out over the vast snowy landscape, feeling proud of himself. He had faced a challenge and conquered it through hard work and determination. As time went on, Percy's round shape slowly turned into a more toned and fit body. But the most important change was the way he felt about himself. He felt stronger, more confident, and happier. And as he slid down the hill with a big grin on his face, Percy knew that his journey to becoming healthier had been worth every step. Percy's story became an inspiration to all the animals in the snowy world. He showed them that with effort and a positive attitude, you can make changes and feel better about yourself. And most importantly, Percy reminded everyone that it's okay to be different and that true strength comes from within.
Fairy tales for kids.
Rex the Brave Dog. Once upon a time, in a small town by the sea, lived a brave dog named Rex. Rex was a golden retriever, and he was best friends with a kind fisherman named Ben. Ben and Rex did everything together. They liked to explore the beach, go fishing, and have fun. Rex was not just a regular dog, he was like Ben's special helper and protector. One day, the weather became very stormy. The sky turned dark, and the wind blew hard. Ben decided to go fishing in the rough sea to catch fish for the town. Rex felt worried and knew he needed to help. Out in the sea, big waves were crashing against Ben's boat. Suddenly, a huge wave knocked Ben into the water. He was in trouble and struggling to stay safe in the rough water. Rex saw what happened and got very worried. Without thinking, he jumped into the water to rescue Ben. Even though the waves were strong, Rex swam towards Ben. He barked loudly to tell Ben he was there to help. Rex reached Ben and helped him stay afloat. Rex was a strong swimmer, and he worked hard to bring Ben back to the shore. It was not easy, but Rex didn't give up. He knew he had to save his friend. Finally, after a lot of hard swimming, Rex and Ben reached the shore. The people on the beach were so happy to see them. They clapped and cheered for Rex, who was very tired but happy. Ben hugged Rex and said,
"You're my hero, Rex."
From that day on, Rex and Ben were even better friends. They always stuck together, no matter what happened. And everyone in the town knew Rex was a very brave and special dog who saved his friend.
Fairy tales for kids.
Rita and her fantasy friends. In a cozy little house near a friendly village lived a girl named Rita. She had a heart full of imagination and a smile that could light up a room. Every day after school, Rita would rush home with excitement, eager to meet her fantastical friends and set off on extraordinary adventures. Rita's room was like a treasure trove of wonders. The shelves held books about mythical creatures and enchanted lands, while the walls were adorned with colorful posters of fairies, dragons, and other magical beings. But the true magic happened when Rita's imagination combined with her three special friends. Her first friend was Luna, a tiny star fairy with glittering wings. Luna's presence added a warm, soft glow to the room, making it feel like a place of dreams. Then there was Sparky, a lively wind sprite who appeared from a painting whenever Rita wished for a gentle breeze. Last but not least was Rocky, a friendly dragon with shiny scales who emerged from a picture on the wall. One bright morning, Rita invited her real-life friends over to her house. She led them to her room and introduced them to Luna, Sparky, and Rocky. To everyone's amazement, the magical friends came alive with a twinkle of their eyes and a shimmer of their wings. Luna's wings gently illuminated the room, casting a soft, radiant light. Sparky zoomed around, rustling curtains and creating a playful wind that tousled everyone's hair. Rocky stretched his wings wide and let out a friendly roar, his scales gleaming in the light. Excitement filled the air as Rita and her friends sat down in a circle on the floor. With bright eyes and wide smiles, they began to weave a story together, one that would take them on a grand adventure through their imagination. As Rita started telling the story, Luna, Sparky, and Rocky listened with keen interest. With every word, their surroundings seemed to transform. The room morphed into a vibrant meadow, and a gentle breeze carried the scent of wildflowers. In the tale, Rocky took center stage, inviting Rita and her friends to climb onto his strong back. With a powerful flap of his wings, they soared into the sky, leaving behind the bounds of reality and embracing the realm of make-believe. They journeyed through a world painted with colors that didn't exist in the real world, shades of shimmering gold, brilliant blues, and sparkling greens. Luna trailed behind, leaving trails of stardust that twinkled like fireworks. Sparky danced through the air, creating playful gusts that lifted their spirits higher. They passed over mountains that touched the clouds, skimmed across sparkling rivers, and even had a race with a friendly phoenix. Along the way, they encountered wise old owls who shared riddles and fairies who sprinkled them with magic dust. As the adventure reached its climax, Rocky playfully dove toward a magnificent castle made of clouds. He touched down gracefully in front of it, and the castle's gates swung open to welcome them. Inside, they discovered a grand banquet of delicious treats, each more scrumptious than the last. Their laughter echoed through the hall as they feasted, surrounded by friendly creatures of every shape and size. As the sun began to set on their magical adventure, Rocky carried them back to Rita's room. The enchanting meadow faded, replaced once again by the familiar walls adorned with posters and paintings. With a heavy but happy heart, Rita's friends bid farewell to Luna, Sparky, and Rocky. The magical friends transformed back into their pictures, leaving behind the memory of an unforgettable journey. From that day forward, Rita and her friends often returned to her room, where Luna, Sparky, and Rocky awaited their next adventure. They learned that when imagination takes the lead, the most extraordinary stories can come to life. And even though they couldn't see them with their eyes, Rita and her friends knew that the magic of friendship and imagination would always be there, waiting to whisk them away on new and exciting journeys.